G'day there guys, it's your Aussie hubby Marky and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice, or just Reddit stories. I hope you enjoyed today's bloody good stories, and with that said, sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, let's get right into it. Cheers. My husband's drinking is starting to make me sex repulsed. I want to preface this by stating that I, female 26, am a closeted asexual, and my husband is unaware. We have a kid. Until recently, I enjoyed doing those favors for him because it's his love language. He's really kind and considerate whenever he's not drinking. Whenever he does drink, he's really embarrassing and loud and belligerent. He can never just take one or two shots whenever we go out. Every time we go out, it always ends up with me having to be responsible for him because he's had too much to drink. I've tried cutting him off, but he either ignores me or sneaks alcohol. Yesterday, we went out with our friend group, and it happened again. In the week leading up to my plans to go out, I expressed that I didn't want him to come because I didn't want to babysit him. He promised he would relax on the drinking, but did the complete opposite. He kept drinking, and you can guess who was babysitting him yet again. When we got home, he passed out on the couch, and after he sobered up, he came upstairs and tried to initiate with me, and I rejected his multiple advances. He was upset and left for work. I'm considering not telling him about the next time the group goes out so that I can actually have fun. In the comments, someone asks, "Why are you closeted?" OP says, "Sex is in everything. Everybody feels so comfortable with talking about it, and then when they find out that you don't care either way, the vibes change entirely." Someone else says, "I totally respect being asexual, but not telling your husband is a terrible lie. I can't imagine how he'll feel after all those years when he discovers it. Got you, bro. I got you good. I never enjoyed sex with you. That would destroy me and my self-confidence for decades." OP replies, "The best way to describe how I feel about sex to me is like oatmeal cookies. I do enjoy eating them, but I don't crave them. I can live without them. It's not on my shopping list unless I'm asked to bring them, and if I found out my husband is an oatmeal cookie enthusiast, then I'll put them on my shopping list because I know that he likes them." So, you're a grey ace. That's what my wife is. But you do need to be honest with him. My wife was very upfront about her relationship with sex when we first got serious, so I was able to go into it with my eyes wide open. OP says, "I realized too late, unfortunately. I lived with the thought that it was something wrong with me until I found out that it's okay, but this all came after I was married with a kid." Fair enough, but if your husband gets his shit under control, I'm in recovery myself, and my wife was a rock and helped me get sober, you do owe him an honest conversation about this. Look, for me personally, I understand that the husband's drinking is a problem, but I would hope that we all realize that hiding your asexuality this deep into the marriage is also a problem. But UOP, what you're describing here isn't funny drunk husband behavior from this guy. It does kind of sound like it's become a dependence and an addiction. So much so that he's like sneaking alcohol, he continues to blatantly break promises right in front of your face, and then always, every single time, leaves you to pick up the pieces. To baby him, to care for him, to be the one in control. That means he has no control over himself, whether willing or unwilling. And that is a big problem, and that is definitely a relationship breaker if he allows it to be. I think you've tried reasoning with him, that hasn't worked, so now you should set firm, hard boundaries. One being like, if he drinks when you go out, you're just gonna leave without him. You're not going to cover for him, you're not going to babysit his stupid ass, because he realizes he can keep getting away with it because you're going to constantly bail him out. In a way, you're enabling the behavior. And yeah, I hope that you take the asexual thing a bit more seriously too, because I would think this secret will continue to eat away at you now that people are helping you realize how big this is. I don't think you should label yourself, but I do think you need to tell him that intimacy feels different for you than it does for him. Honestly, this is probably at the point that you guys need couples counseling so that he doesn't take this rejection too personally and he realizes that there are two very big elephants in the room that need addressing so that you can get back to a healthy sexual relationship with each other. But yeah, get away from his drinking bullshit first, and then have that talk about what kind of relationship you both want going forward. Okay, so we got 2 updates here. The first one is posted in r/jobs, titled, "I'm only tired when I have to do my job, and I don't know what to do. I'm struggling to stay awake at my job no matter how much sleep I get. It's like as soon as I log in and begin doing my job, sleepiness hits me instantly. My body gets so heavy, but as soon as I get up for a break, it's instantly gone and I'm awake. But as soon as I set back down, it comes over me and I feel so sleepy and heavy as soon as I'm logged in again. Whenever I'm doing physical paperwork, I can stay awake and I have no problems, but once I start doing electronic stuff, I cannot stay awake. I've tried caffeine pills, coffee, more sleep. They don't have great benefits, and I can't afford to get a sleep study. I'm desperate to keep this job. It's my first job with no customer service. Please help." In the comments, "It may be burnout syndrome. You have mentioned this is your first non-customer service type of job. For how long did you work as a customer service rep? Was this recently? Feeling tired at work is a common symptom of burnout. If you feel good on the weekends, you have your answer. Maybe this video can help. Anyways, if I work alone on the computer doing repetitive tasks, I feel the same. Chatting with your colleagues or having some background music and radio, if you're allowed, may help you. If you were having sleep apnea, I think you'd be feeling tired all day long, but I'm not an expert." Editor's note, the link leads to the video "You Are Burned Out and Don't Even Know It" by Healthy Gamer GG, aka Dr. K, a licensed therapist, whose content focuses on mental and emotional health. And I've watched that one. I actually recommend it. It's a pretty good one. Anyway, on to the latest update. My husband confessed to cheating, and now he's mad at me. We've been together for over 10 years, since high school. Today, he blindsided me with a confession that he cheated on me. He just blurted it out, and I didn't react for a while because I was thinking. When I finally responded, I confessed that I've never really desired sex. I knew that it was something that he really enjoyed, and I was prepared to write off having it as a relationship maintenance because I thought that I was the only one that he wanted it from. I told him that I didn't feel hurt and asked if we could just open the relationship because I want to outsource the sexual aspect of our relationship now that I know he can get it from somewhere else, and now he's mad at me. I just want to be clear, I did explain that I wouldn't be stepping out on the open marriage because I don't desire sex, but it takes so much pressure off of me to make sure that his sexual needs are met if we go with this arrangement. Update. He asked if there was anybody else, and I busted out laughing and said no. I showed him my Reddit posts and explained, and he's hurt, and I am angry because I love him, and I don't even understand why he wants me to continue having sex with him. I'm extremely mid at it. I don't particularly enjoy it, and he can get better from other people. It's starting to make me feel like he doesn't notice the ways that I do show love, and I'm only tolerated because I have sex with him. Edit. Just clarifying because people keep asking, we do it every weekday and twice on weekends. I'm affectionate in every other way, and sex isn't the only way that I show love to him. I don't just lay there and let it happen. I always ask him what he wants to try, and I try to learn by looking for directions. I'm just not talented, but I am engaged in making him feel good. I realized I'm asexual after being married with kids. I thought you had to have sex in any relationship because that's all I ever heard from elders and peers, so I thought that that was the hard work that they were saying that marriage is. In the comments, Asparagus Overall says, "That's so funny. I bet he wasn't expecting that." OP says, "I'm still struggling to understand why he wants to hurt me when I'm freeing him up. I've always been neutral about it one way or the other, and I'm more hurt about him being mad at me." Well, he's probably angry and hurt to hear that you're indifferent when you think about him sexually instead of desiring him. This sounds like a case of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Well, because he cheated on you, and you don't care. It's irrelevant if he can get sexually serviced elsewhere. He cheated on you. It's even more stupid than that, because if one woman won't touch him, be intimate, or show that she loves him, and the totally okay to have partner he has sex with and is attracted to him, over time, you don't think he'll fall in love with one of the other women who makes him feel wanted and loved? He told you he had an affair, and you told him, meh, I like the house and having a roommate, so I really don't care. You may not understand it, but you basically told him that you really don't love him. You don't care that he cheated. You can have an emotional affair, and most cheating involves an emotional aspect, but you didn't even care. You don't just seem to not want sex, you don't seem to care about being or showing your partner love at all, or at least that's what he heard when you told him that. Well, I guess update us in 3 months when he leaves you for the woman that you let him sleep with, who he realizes he actually loves and loves him. Good luck, I guess. OP replies, sex isn't the only way to show love. I love being around him. I love cuddling him. I ask him how his day was. I love spending time with him, holding his hand, talking about anything, reading his stories and giving input on what I liked about them, buying gifts, washing his hair, listening to him vent, rubbing his back when he's having nightmares, etc. OP clarifies again that they have sex every single weekday and twice a day, Saturday and Sunday. Redditor13 replies, in your previous post, you said you're asexual and you still have sex 9 times a week? I can see why you want to offload that much sex, but why stay married? You both are incompatible to a point where 9 times a week is not enough for him and way too much for you. And he clearly wants the connection with you, but you're indifferent. I'm exhausted for you both. Maybe just part ways and co-parent. OP says, I don't know why, but it can't just work since it's something I don't care about, and he can still access it through other means. I love him so much, I love cuddling with him and sitting by him and being around him. Redditor13 replies, I mean, if you want to stay married, then go to counseling together and establish boundaries. But since he was honest, you be honest too, and tell him that you're asexual. Well, based on your post about 2 to 3 months ago, it makes sense why you don't want to have sex with him. I bet he expected you to get mad or show jealousy. OP says, he's actually slowed down drinking a lot, I forgot to update it, but since he no longer has whiskey dick, it's just tense all the time. Sorry, that must be horrible. Man, shit, this is just a mess, isn't it? I don't know, I really just want to reach out to OP and say, hey man, it's okay to leave him. Sorry, I mean, hey sis, you don't need to stay with this guy. He literally cheated on you. Why are you okay with this? I understand, like, in a way, he beat you to the mark where you didn't have to be the one to suggest the open relationship, and this way you can kind of be like, well, I don't have to have sex with you anymore. You can go find it elsewhere. I'm still happy to stay together as, like, roommates that are married. Because obviously you need that intimacy and I can't give it to you. But like, I can't see that dynamic working out, and I'm mad at him for being mad at you for this. He should have some fucking shame. Because right now, he has some fucking gall for being angry at you. How dare he? Oh yeah, I cheated and now I'm pissed off at you. That makes no sense. OP, there is a huge compatibility issue here. It kinda sounds like he cheated on you, hoping for a reaction, maybe looking for proof that you still desired him in a way after like all the bullshit that you guys have been going through, and yet he's still feeling rejected after all of this. I can understand the logic, but also screw him. Also, sex 9 times a week when you're asexual. I can also see why you're being burned out at work. It really feels like your life is kind of just constantly doing things you don't want to do and you're unhappy with, and just having to be okay with it in order to reap the rewards of that work. You know, that being the intimacy in other areas with your husband and the money that comes from the job that you're now doing. Just gonna say, you both need therapy, solo and couples therapy, if you want to stay with this guy, but I really don't think this is going to work long term. That's just my 2 cents. Good luck. Our next post is by a deleted account titled, Am I the asshole for being angry at my girlfriend for basically abandoning me during our couple vacation? I, 27 male, and my girlfriend, 26 female, have been together for 4 years and lived together for nearly 2 years. Recently, due to our work schedule, we've been unable to go out much. My girlfriend loves skiing, I'm a newbie, and she also loves hiking and climbing. I can't do this due to my fear of heights. A few weeks ago was her birthday. I bought her a necklace and proposed her to organize together a couple's trip to the mountains. I paid for it. This was the schedule that we came up with. Day 1, skiing separately. Day 2, skiing alone and visiting a particular tourist spot that we saw on the internet in the evening. Day 3, hiking together while chatting. Day 4, visiting the town nearby. Day 5, visiting another tourist spot, and more in general, free time together. Day 6, go back home. 1 week before our trip, she informed me that she had invited one of her friends and her boyfriend to come with us. She would pay for their hotel and they would pay for the rest. I was a bit upset because she didn't even ask me. Despite the schedule, this was how we spent the days. Day 1, skiing. Day 2, skiing. Day 3, hiking. She talked to her friend the whole time. Day 4, skiing and visiting the town nearby as a group. Day 5, she found out that there was a climbing spot nearby and decided to go there in the morning. She was supposed to come back at 1 o'clock, but came back in the evening. Day 6, we went back home. During the whole trip, I asked her multiple times if we could do something together as a couple, and every time she told me that we would spend the 5th day alone together. That didn't happen, so we basically spent 0 time together. I tried to let it go, but once we got home, she realized I was upset. She insisted, so I told her that I was happy that she had fun, but upset that our couple's trip became a group trip in which she either abandoned or ignored me. She got angry, claiming that since this was supposed to be her birthday trip, she had the right to decide what she wanted to do. Am I the arsehole for being angry over what happened? In the comments, not the arsehole. She outright dismissed your feelings and decided to invite her friends. I get that you've been together this long, but I don't see how your relationship can improve after this. This trip was supposed to be for the 2 of you, and yet others joined in? I can't imagine what would happen if you had a honeymoon with her. She would have invited her friends. OP says, I didn't want to reveal this bit since it wasn't exactly a core point for this post, but, quote, I can't imagine what would happen if you had a honeymoon with her. She would have invited her friends. I had bought a ring and I intended to propose to her on this trip. I decided to wait when she invited her friends, but I brought the ring anyway, just in case the right moment came. I guess fate wanted to send me a message. My God, this trip is a big red flag. The signs are right in front of you. The fact that you didn't even get a day to yourself and your girlfriend speaks volumes about your relationship. Do not marry this woman. OP says, the idea of marriage has already gone down the ditch. Yeah. Look, you're not the asshole here, OP, let's be honest. She took over this couple's trip without asking you, and then spent the entire time focused on her friends, not you. And look, fair enough, it's her birthday, she does get to decide, but that kind of misses the point, doesn't it? It wasn't just her trip. This was something that you planned and paid for together, again, as a couple. So why is she kind of attacking you here for wanting some one-on-one time? It does look like you've picked up on the fact that there are some bigger issues at play in this relationship. Maybe you hadn't experienced situations like this before where relationship challenges have come up, and this is maybe one of the first actual relationship challenges, where either knowingly or unknowingly, shared experiences are now actually hers to control. And she doesn't need to consult you about it. She doesn't have to ask how you feel about this change of plans. Does she have no empathy for you? Like, it sounds like it. OP, you're allowed to be upset. And I think you should probably rethink how much effort you're putting into someone that probably will leave you out of their own life again in the future. I don't like how she handled this, and I don't like how she didn't even acknowledge it after the fact. Maybe fate was knocking on your door saying, hey, maybe she's not the one. And now, on to the update. So I stayed at a friend's house for the last couple of days. I didn't have the strength to deal with my girlfriend. I read all of your comments and advice yesterday. I went back home today and I waited in the living room for her to come back. I was obviously still upset, but I tried to stay calm and I asked her how she felt about the trip and about what I had told her after we came back. She reiterated that she thought that I was exaggerating and that the trip was a success and that everybody had fun. I reminded her that we had originally agreed that this was supposed to be a trip for us to spend some time together. I asked her if she really thought that even under that POV, the trip had been a success. She hesitated, but said that we'll have plenty of time to spend together in the future. Ah yes, the handy goalpost moving tactic. I told her that I doubted it, and I showed her the engagement ring that I had bought to propose for her. I explained that before the trip, I was sure that she was the woman that I would have loved to spend my whole life with, but that after what happened, I reflected deeply on our relationship and realized that it wasn't working out. I explained how much I sacrificed for her in the past, only to be left alone when I needed help, and how much what she did in the trip hurt me. She tried to say something, but I told her that I was sick listening to her and never being listened to. I told her that I didn't want to listen to her now, and probably not in the near future either. We broke up. The house is mine, so she went to stay with a friend. I wanted to thank all the people who commented under the original post for their advice. Thank you, and goodbye. In the comments, Signal Historian says, "You did the right thing. Did she just accept that you broke up and still thought that she was right? Or did she see the things that she fucked up and been at least remorseful? And how did she react when she saw the ring?" OP says, "She said we could still be together and that she would try to fix things in some way." I'd like to know how she wants to fix this, because I can't see any way besides time traveling. OP says, "I don't know, and to be sincere, I don't care anymore. Just the thought that I wasted my only vacation for the next 5 months being the driver/doormat for her and her friends makes my blood boil. Tomorrow I have to go back to work, and I just want to think about something else and move on with my life." Broadsharp2 asks, "Has this been the way that she's always treated you throughout the relationship? Sort of dismissive of you? Or just recently?" OP says, "She was always a bit self-centered, but we originally used to support each other. In the last few months, though, her problems were our problems, and my problems were my problems. I would have done the same. Not worth keeping a relationship, which in my head consists of 2 and only 2 people, if only one is interested. Watching the original post, it almost seems like you went on a vacation with a friend and not with a significant other." OP says, "I've gone on trips with friends in the past. The difference was that I had fun during those trips." Oof. That's all I can say to that, OP. Oof. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this happened. I think you gave her every chance to show that she cared and that she valued you and this relationship, but she doubled down on acting like your feelings don't matter. I truly believe that too. Like, her approach to this just was not nice. It was not the correct way to deal with this situation. Does she not see the world outside of her own perspective? Anyway, good on you for just laying out the truth and walking away, OP. I hope she realizes what she's lost once, the dust settles, but I don't know. If she can't see outside of her own perspective, I doubt she'll realize and self-reflect on how she caused this to happen. Good luck going forward, and I hope you have better luck with future partners, OP, that don't treat you like a second or third option. Yikes. Thank you for the story, and thank you for the update. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. I do hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.